Thanks a lot, Luca. I'm so happy to be here with you tonight. And yes, I'm going to tell you about TechCrunch. And you know what? 99% of all the startups and entrepreneurs, they reach me out and usually they say like, hey, Dina, we need to be published in TechCrunch. And yes, of course, this is the most important media in like investors community and in tech community as well. So this why, of course, we understand why it's important for the companies. So yeah, some words about us, about me as well. We are Madrid-based company, and we usually work with tech startups, VC funds, and investors. And mainly, we do all the work and the PR and communications in America, Great Britain, and Europe in general. And of course, we can help companies to present themselves in Latin America, in Singapore, in India as well. But yeah, before to found my agency, I worked. I've been working like for 7 years as an independent consultant, so that's why I have this like wide range of markets and projects in my experience in my portfolio as well. So yeah, and mainly we work with top media. We know how to pitch them, and we know how to speak with the journalists. So yeah, that's why usually startups, they try to enter the US market from the first days, let's say. Yeah, here's the list of my achievements. And yes, the most important achievement for me is the Davis Communication Awards, because it's like worldwide international award, and it's very important for me. And I assume that I'm the first Russian woman who was nominated by Davis. Yeah, this is the list of our clients. I just want to tell you that unfortunately we don't work with the blockchain and crypto NFT and Web3 companies and projects. This is our just in terms of our strategy. I mean, the agency strategy is just a bit different way. So yes, but we love to work with like life science companies, fintech, and others as well. So, okay, why do you need to be on TechCrunch page? Yes, why do you need to be in this media? So I just decided to tell you, to answer to this question, using our clients' testimonials. So Carolina, she lives in Berlin, and she's a founder of fascinating startup. They do solar balcony panels. And yes, and she got TechCrunch, and it was exclusively, pitched the news to TechCrunch journalists. And she told us after all the news and coverage that she got some B2B sales and investors' interest, and it was like more than 20 investors that contacted her. So yes, this seems great. David, he's from Israel, from Tel Aviv, and he said like it was like wide PR, and this news in TechCrunch drove sales and they just closed some deals. And who's it? Yes, Irad. Yes, he's from Israel, from Tel Aviv as well, and they got some coverage, wide PR communications across their company, and some English speaking media and brand awareness. Yes, so yeah, that's why you need sometimes you need to see to attract investors' interest and attention. You need sales, you need, some B2B sales, partners as well. You need more like publications and news and interviews and brand awareness. And in general, like brand recognition, of course, TechCrunch can give you. Totally. So what story to pitch? What should you tell to the journalists when you pitch them? Okay, so we have the most important occasions, of course, money. Everything is about money. Journalists, are totally in love. So investments, of course, any round. Sometimes we have like round for 1 million, and sometimes 20 and 40. Both are totally okay. The main point is your story. Storytelling is very important. And the market problem you solve. That's why sometimes 1 million is totally okay as well. When companies ask me if, for example, they raise like 200 or I don't know, 300 or half a million. I don't know. I never had this experience pitching this amount, and usually they are not interested in it. So that's why I would say that in my experience, from 1 million, you're totally okay to pitch. Okay, M&A, of course, M&A deals, the most important as well. New product, especially if you're an international company with already, some media awareness, and it will be like, newsworthy, like press release or just story to TechCrunch for sure. Market launch, of course, it's very important. If you are already presented in America, for example, and you are going to enter like Africa or Latin America, it's totally okay as well. But of course, you need to add like more numbers. I mean, market numbers, and maybe some surveys, reports, and polls. But it's totally okay. I mean, I'll tell you about it like a bit later. And survey, but surveys should be really fascinated, and surveys should be, very like open to market occasions, on a daily life, let's say. Formats, news and features. Was the difference between these two formats are news is the publication only about your company. So of course you raise money, you have like a new product or market launch. It's totally okay. Journalists will write about your company. Features is the publication when a journalist writes about different companies who work on the same market. Op-eds, it's your opinion piece. So it's important to give op-eds in TechCrunch. You should write in a very specific format. Answering the question how to, for example, how to raise money within 1 hour, how to attract investors from Africa, how to hire a talented team using just LinkedIn, for example. So this format is very specific, and the topic should be very specific. It shouldn't be like, common and general, So yes, and how to pitch your opinion piece to a journalist. You should write like, some sentences, like 5, 6, 7 sentences about your topic and your opinion, what you're gonna write about. Your, let's say, like, not even your opinion, but database as well, and some reports from the market, and some common problems. And then if they like it, they will give you green light to send like the whole op-ed. And then usually they make some edits, and you have to rewrite the column like once or twice. It's totally okay. And before to publish op-ed, you will work on it, I think, 2 months. Sometimes it's like once, but this is very rare. And yes, and then you can see your published article. Interviews. Honestly, I pitched on interview just once, and it's not easy. And that's the experience I had. It was 2019. Venture fund Target Global opened an office in Barcelona, and they were ready, and they were about to invest in Spanish startups more than 50 million euros within 1 year. So that's why it was very important news for the for Spain, for Spanish market, and in general for Spanish entrepreneurs. So that's why I guess, and Target Global honestly was very well, known fund among journalists and TechCrunch as well. So that's why I guess that journalist Natasha Lomas, she was interested in speaking with the general partner. So you can give an interview, but you should be well-known company. You should have your, like brand recognition. You have to be, the speaker should be like, as high as possible, like CEO or founder, not less. And yes, and interviews and op-eds under paywall. You have to know this, but it's most of the readers, they have this subscription. It's like TechCrunch, have this like audience totally, like loyal to the media. Pitch deck tear down. One of the funniest, I would say, format in TechCrunch, because you send your pitch deck. For example, you close your investment round, you have your pitch deck, you send to H. There is one more journalist who review pitch decks, but usually we work with H. So we send to him the pitch deck of our client, and he reviews it. He reviewed the pitch deck, and then publish like a very long story, like review of the pitch deck with his comments and his opinion. So why he's able to do that? Yeah, the question is just simple. Because he has like a huge experience of creating pitch decks for companies previously, before joining TechCrunch, and also he's an author of a book about pitch decks. So yes, he's quite talented person, professional, and yeah, we work with him many times, and we already know how the pitch deck should look, what information it should have. You should have to be before to send to H this deck. But still, this story can attract like lots of information, a lots of attention from investors, because our clients, they usually come back to us with with some results, like, hey, I got some emails from investors, from, I don't know, like people who are interested in my company, and so on. Yes, what never, you have to know that it's never okay to pitch. I mean, some occasions and formats, team announcements, but of course, in despite of some big names, for example, I don't know, ex-CEO of Google or Reddit, or I don't know, big name company joins your startup, is CEO, or I don't know, advisor. Not really nice, not really interesting, but still, for example, is CEO, or I don't know, CPO. It's of course it's interesting, because it's like newsworthy for the media, because of the brand, like well known, and they will got all this clicks, let's say clicks. Opening new office, usually it's not interested, but if you are going to add some data, some market research, or I don't know, service, maybe it can work, but never work with us. Product updates, yeah, of course, I understand that it's very important for all the entrepreneurs to to tell that we have like new feature in our application, or something else, but no, journalists and especially their audience, I mean TechCrunch audience, they're not interested in these updates. Partnerships, sponsorships, collaborations, brand collaborations, media collaborations, no, you should leave it for your, I don't know, like website blog, let's say. Even speaking, sometimes startups, they ask me like, I'm going to be like on the main stage, I don't know, like Web Summit slash some events, some other events. No, unfortunately, it's not like a news jack, let's say. And news jack and comments, I mean, of course, we already have some news on the news feed on TechCrunch, and you're going to give a quote or your opinion. Yes, we tried this format like many times, but unfortunately TechCrunch, they just don't work like this. They don't want to update their existing news. So yeah, newsjacking just doesn't work. How to pitch? Okay. This is the screen, the photo of very famous like presentation slide of Mike Butcher, and I don't know. I think that I posted like many times everywhere on I don't know, Instagram, Facebook, and so on. Yes, and this is the, like, let's say, the formula of ideal pitch, and you see over email, because this is the most important. The first pitch and the first, I don't know, like letter should be over email. That's like 100%. What else? You should send the speech to a specific journalist, and location is the most important. I mean, for example, if you're India-based startup, you have to pitch Manish, Catherine Shu, and who else? And someone else. If you're, for example, a London-based company and you raised like more than 10 million, let's say 10 million, maybe even 20 million of investments, you have to pitch Ingrid. If you are London-based but you work in cybersecurity industry, Natasha Lomas. If you are, for example, from America, and you provide, for example, education, I don't know, educational platform, you have to pitch Natasha Macarenas. I hope that the surname is I'm saying in the right way, because Mascarenas, I'm not sure. Yes. What else? If for example you would like to give your pitch deck to review, it's to H. So yes, location is the first one. For example, you can't pitch, I don't know, you're from Singapore, you can't pitch Ingrid because she's in London and she covers British companies mainly. And then you can see the topic industries they cover, and then you have to pitch in terms of industries. Okay, the ideal pitch is 5-6 sentences, not more, please. Don't write a poem. Usually entrepreneurs or PR professionals, they think that as many information I'll send to a journalist, it will be better. No, unfortunately not, because usually they have like only 5 seconds. Look guys, 5 seconds to read your email. So that's why it's important to keep it short, really. Add some data, some market trends, but just some numbers. I don't know, 2 or 3 numbers are enough. Then subject line, it should be like not more than 50 characters, because usually they read your emails on the iPhone screen, so it should be like simple for them. Yes, all the information must be in the body of the email, so no attachments. If you want to send like PDF file, or I don't know, like your press release in Word document, no, you should copy all the text and put it in the body. And then if you, for example, would like to give some visuals, photos, or I don't know, press kit, just send them a link to Google Drive. Yeah. They usually don't open attachments because they're afraid of some, how to say it, viruses? I don't know. Okay. Follow-ups. The first, for example, Monday, you send the speech over email and you wait for the answer. Of course, I hope that you all have a mail track service, so you can see the journalists just open your email, how many times, and how I don't know how many hours ago, for example. So then the first follow-up should be done maybe Wednesday evening or Thursday morning, something like that. Then it should be like up to 3 follow-ups, not more. If there is still no answer, I mean, after 3 follow-ups, it means journalist is not interested at all. Maybe not his topic, I don't know, he's busy, he's somewhere, like vacations. Yeah. And you should pitch TechCrunch journalists sequentially, not in parallel. Because, for example, if they got your great story and both of them would be interested in it, what would you say? Like, I don't know to whom I should give this story. So, not in parallel, never. That's why to pitch TechCrunch, we need like 3 weeks in advance, before the launch, before the embargo date, before the, I don't know, before your just date you want to be the story published. So yes, sometimes we start before like 1 month, maybe 2 months, you know. Okay, some examples and cases. Flyfeed, they build a big farm in Vietnam. They fight global food crisis. So despite of their investment round for $10 million, we pitched not the investment round. The angle of the story was different. We decided to tell how startup can fight global food crisis. So that's why the line, the news is not about investments. It's about like, you know, this market problem. Food Rocket is the same. This round was 25 million, as I remember. But the most important thing in our pitch was that they secured money from a Canadian company, like Canadian corporation, retail corporation, Circle K. So that's why we decided to tell to journalists that the most important is the like big corporation believes in startups, and corporation Canadian, and they believe like in startup American one. Jiffy, same, they're London-based company. They already did a pivot, but still, yes, it was from the first days, it was just grocery delivery, but still, yes, it was investment round. And yes, one more thing I have to say. Why pounds here? You have to just to see, for example, if you see just Flyfeed is 10 million. Food Rocket was dollars as well. And why here is the pounds? Because Steve here, he doesn't work in TechCrunch anymore, but still, you know, when we pitch him, he lives in London. So that's why, and company, like a London-based company. So of course, that's why it is pounds. So if you're like in America, it will be dollars. If you're in Europe, it will be euros. So yes, this is important to remember as well. Okay, Mirai Flights, it was investment round as well. Food Rocket is the previous 2 million they raised from some VC funds. Okay, this is the news I already told you, that Target Global was opening an office in Barcelona. It was very important because they were ready, you know, to invest like over 50 million euros, which for Spanish market honestly is like more than enough. Okay, Quantori, it was investment round as well, and we decided to tell, you know, like about their app and the market problem. So yes, all the news in TechCrunch are totally open. It's not under paywall, so you can read it and share it. But we are talking about op-eds and columns. So if you are ready, if you would like to pitch your opinion piece, so you should do it to TechCrunch Plus, and it will be under paywall. And this interview I already told you, yes, with the general partner Target Global, and it was under paywall as well, unfortunately. So yes. So what else? More tips. How to communicate with the media in general, not only with the TechCrunch. Market relevance. I mean, for example, if you're London-based company and you're entering American market, for example, but what do you want to pitch and to tell to TechCrunch audience? Of course, you want to tell about yourself, your service or product, and of course, you have to have this market relevance. For example, I don't know, investments from American funds, or you have to open an office in America, or you have to hire a team, like core team in America. But still, if you don't have like nothing in America, why a journalist should write about it? Yeah, there is no point at all. So that's why if you want to have like, I don't know, media publications in Middle East, you have to be presented there somehow, not like, not to do like I don't know, everything in all together in one moment, but still, you have to, I don't know, hire people or have some partners or invest in this market and so on. You should be specific, of course, no general topics, no common, like news and so on. Be specific. I have an investment round, I have a product launch, I want to give an interview, and so on. Here is my speaker, or I don't know, here is my investors, and they are ready to speak with you as well. Patience, because TechCrunch is never fast. Honestly, to pitch TechCrunch is tough, so that's why you have to be ready to wait at least 1 or 2 months for sure. Social media sharing, I mean, for example, when you get the publication, the news is out, and of course you have to, I don't know, to write like some posts on Twitter or LinkedIn and to say thank you to a journalist. They're very pleased about it, like always, public rated it, yes. And don't give short answers. For example, when we pitch the TechCrunch, usually journalists, they ask us to set up a call with the founders. So usually they have like 20 minutes, 20 maybe 30 minutes maximum of the conversation with the founder, or I don't know, CEO, for example. And usually they ask like some questions about data, about the story or investors and so on. Some of entrepreneurs, they try to speak less. No, it's not okay, of course. You have to give, a lot of information, and then journalists just he will pick up the certain, information that will be useful for the news, for the article. Don't exaggerate, sometimes entrepreneurs and our clients as well, unfortunately, they are not satisfied with the headline, but still we are not in charge of the headlines because yes, we don't have any, leverage. Yeah, we can change it. Just you have to be, you have to take it as it is. Don't hide data. For example, if you're I have this case. Let me tell you, it was a German startup that raised their A round, and I don't know why, but their lead investor, they didn't want to disclose this information. I mean that they invested in this startup, so they wanted to get a publication in TechCrunch using like they secured this financing round, but they didn't want to disclose the lead investors. And of course, it's not okay because usually TechCrunch and like all the team and editorial team and journalists, they have to check your information and check your data. So that's why you have to disclose and to name your investors and even angel investors and what else, I don't know, maybe some names. Sometimes we don't have like we are not successful because entrepreneurs, they're not ready to disclose their angel investors. But without this information, TechCrunch is not ready to publish the news. So this is the main point you have to know. What else? Sometimes they don't want to disclose, I don't know, the business model, for example. Look, it's easy. I mean, business model, it's just, one of the main questions that journalists will ask you. So yeah, if you're not ready to disclose any information about your business model, investors, I don't know, some other numbers, companies numbers. So don't go and don't ask for TechCrunch. Don't do any communications, external communications, and don't advertise. Don't speak about your company like the best one, and no competitors as well. No competitors, no market. Simple. Yes, and one more. Sometimes entrepreneurs, they're so happy, so excited about their news, so they do some posts on LinkedIn or Twitter before pitching TechCrunch or other media. So yeah, unfortunately, the most important thing is just to remember, if you publish anything, on your social media or even like your website, it can be published as well in the media. I mean, mass media. So yes. What else? Nothing else. My email, and also you can reach me out by Telegram.